March 2023 is arguably the month with the most important astrological transits of the year. We have Saturn entering Pisces, Pluto entering Aquarius, and some nice astrology, some confusing astrology, some just general neutral astrology. Anyway, this might be the most important monthly forecast of the year. So, if you are new here, hi, I am Maren. I do astrology and other weird shit. If you're excited about this video and hearing about what all this means for you, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. In this video, I will be using the tropical zodiac, Western Hellenistic astrology techniques, and if you want even more content than this, I do daily, weekly horoscopes and courses on passes, which will be linked down below. Lots of exclusive content, daily, weekly, tons of hours of courses on there, so check that out if you want more. So from the 1st to the 2nd, we have a lovely transit happening of Venus conjunct Jupiter. Venus is like little cute shit, food, sex, makeup, shit like that. Jupiter is big cute shit, wisdom, travel, experiences. Having Venus and Jupiter together is the best possible combination of planets. They are in Aries, which is very independent, it's very fiery, and this shows the growth of independent empowerment in the world. It should be a very, very optimistic start to the month, which is nice since we have so many planetary changes, which often can come with just general challenges on like the day of the ingress. But having Venus and Jupiter together to start out March is super empowered, independent, and honestly is a pretty great time to start anything if you do want to get anything going in the world. Now, during this time as well, Mercury will be conjunct Saturn. Mercury's communication and Saturn is seriousness. So expect things to be very serious verbally, very dire, very sober, but an opportunity to speak serious things into existence because of your personal empowerment. So Venus and Jupiter together is like, I don't want to say manic, but definitely is very much like rainbow. What is it? The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? What the fuck? I sound so fucking white with these metaphors. I always say that. Like I say for Pete's sake and shit. I hate myself. No, I don't hate myself. Words create worlds. I love myself and Mercury conjunct Saturn is very serious communication though. So serious communication, self-empowerment, great start to the month to speak anything into existence. Then on the 7th is when the major transit happens to kick off the month, which is two things are happening. But firstly, Saturn is entering Pisces. I have a full video on what Saturn and Pisces means, but Saturn is restriction, it's boundaries, it's maturity, it is commitment. Wherever it is in the world is showing a archetype that is receiving more contemplation, more conservative energy, more restrictions, and more boundaries around it. So for the past 3 years, we had Saturn in Aquarius. Aquarius being a sign which archetypally is associated with technology, with larger groups, with innovation and invention. Saturn was showing social distancing, seeing less people, connecting digitally, having a lot of like technical innovation and things skyrocketing out of the pandemic, but also more social distancing and a lot more like social awkwardness, I would say, and just social issues in that way. Saturn entering Pisces, I have a video on it, but should be relating to more considerations around faith and around what it means to have boundaries around like people's faith or people's way of demonstrating what they believe in. I believe also more discussion around biological restrictions. I think topics like abortion, vaccines, and like bodily autonomy will be really important because Saturn in Pisces being a sign of boundarylessness, of spread, definitely the topic will come up more significantly around like what is or should not be boundaries around bodies and around beliefs. The second thing happening on the 7th is there's a Virgo full moon. This full moon will be happening like as Saturn enters Pisces, definitely highlighting it because Virgo is the opposite sign. This full moon will be opposite Neptune and squaring Mars. It's a pretty confusing, combative full moon, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's an issue revealed around this full moon, which is a hallmark of Saturn and Pisces, a la belief, bodily autonomy, and containing one of or both of those things to what people are saying should or should not be out in the world. So the 7th is a very dynamic day. Expect the Saturn and Pisces energy to really hit home on the full moon, which could be around beliefs and a frustrating gridlock. Mutable sign gridlock is very much like, I don't want to change, you don't want to change, like my argument circumvents yours, and it's all like rambly and annoying. So the 7th is an annoying day and also a very important day for when Saturn enters Pisces. On the 12th, Jupiter will conjoin Chiron in Aries. With Jupiter expanding Chiron's ability to be very touchy, very sensitive, but also the opportunity to heal. That shows that around the 12th, expect people to like get in fights and then make up, and the opportunity for you yourself to be triggered and then heal that. On the 13th to the 14th, Mars and Gemini will square Neptune and Pisces. This is the last Mars-Neptune square, which has been plaguing us over the past 6 months, basically. Mars squaring Neptune is confusing for effort. It shows we're having difficulty in taking direct action and showing that our line of sight is unclear. We don't know how to achieve our goals, and we're kind of like trudging through the mud in order to get tasks done. Know that this is the final push before significantly more clarity on the other side at the end of March. From the 15th to the 17th, the Sun, Mercury, and Neptune all in Pisces are going to square Mars and Gemini. So later on, it gets worse. Like the 13th to the 17th is just a bunch of shit in Pisces squaring Mars and Gemini. Confusing, passive aggressive, my belief weaponized against your belief, talking up a big game and not doing shit, so don't be scared of people during this time. It's just like an emotionally combative, icky energy that I do not like. Middle of March has just that disruption, that confusion. I would not act the middle of March. I would just let people fire away like straw man arguments ad hominem. It's like messy, argumentative time during this time. Then on the 16th to the 17th, it gets more interesting. Venus and Aries will square Pluto and Capricorn. This shows that relationships will feel manipulative, get very suspicious. Likely you're going to be paranoid around someone's intentions or their values, or if they're manipulating you. So Venus squaring Pluto from the 16th to the 17th adds to the mucky lack of clarity. You're manipulating me. I don't trust you. Oh, how dare you say that energy. Expect things to calm down a lot after the 21st, which is an Aries New Moon. So on the 21st, there's an Aries New Moon, which is very firing, very empowering. It's honestly a good time to start or begin anything that you want to speak into existence that's very motivating and very distinct, because Saturn will be, Mercury will be very close to this new moon. So if there's anything that you are really empowered about, you want to speak into existence, you want to get going for yourself, that motivation might come around the 21st Aries New Moon. It's a pretty simple new moon. I don't have many complaints. It's pretty nice. Also on the 23rd is when Pluto enters Aquarius. So Pluto entering Aquarius is the huge transit for the year. We get a taste of it. From March until June, basically, Pluto will briefly be in Aquarius, providing a preview of what that means for the next 20 years, starting in 2024. Pluto is a planet of transformation, of death and rebirth, of upheaval, of transmuting, going from small to big, and allowing a very energetic overhaul of something. I have a full video on this because it's definitely quite a deep topic, but Pluto in Aquarius in centuries past has coincided with the overthrow of governments, but also of tyrannical governments stepping in. The positive side is transforming into more authenticity and more freedom of expression. The challenging side is technocracy and getting into a world where the very few control the very many. So there is not a whole positive or a whole negative to this. It cannot be black or white. There are pros and cons. But we will get a taste of that prediction for the next 3 months, from March until the beginning of June, basically. Things should not specifically kick off like that day, because it's very much a slow-moving planet. Pluto's a slow motherfucker, but like it'll definitely be a preview over the next 3 months, and it starts at the end of March. On the 25th, Mars will finally leave Gemini and enter Cancer. Thank the fucking God. This is my favorite part of this whole month, is Mars finally leaving Gemini and entering Cancer. Over the past 8 months, 7 to 8 months, we've had Mars in Gemini. It went in August, it went retrograde in October. Finally, it's leaving at the end of March, showing that the ideological fighting, the running, just like squaring Neptune has been horrible, because Mars in Gemini is already running up against people ideologically, fighting with them, being nitpicky. Mars in Gemini squaring Neptune is just like running up against people's arguments with no other counter argument, no clarity for what you're going to be doing, lack of like sustainable commitments. It's just annoying. Mars in Cancer is emotionally manipulative, and it was really frustrating around being passive aggressive, but it's not so indirect and so confusing and so behind your back. So you can expect people to be like, you did this over the past few months, you did. Like, it'll be emotional fighting, but it won't be as mucky, indirect, ideological fighting, which I don't like Mars in Cancer. It's fallen. It's not like better, but it's a difference. So I would rather have Mars in Cancer just to fucking get it out. It's only going to be there for a few weeks. It'll get out like in a few weeks. So on the 28th, we then have Mercury conjunct Jupiter in Aries. Mercury, Jupiter together is very confident, very uplifted, very exuberant. So on the 28th, good day to be confident and make sure you don't overpromise, but speak things into existence as well. It's a good day for good news. On the 30th to the 31st, Venus will conjoin Uranus and Taurus. So we do not end on a calm note. Venus and Taurus to end off the month is great. Venus is in its home sign. That's positive for the market, for relationships, for like luxuriousness in the world. Love having Venus back in Taurus. Conjunct Uranus, however, is chaos. So Venus, Uranus together, it is insanity. It is definitely like ends the month off with a bang in finances and relationships and love and values. So expect some chaos in the market and relationship stuff end of the month. And finally, we end the month also on the 30th to the 31st with Mars in Cancer, trine Saturn and Pisces. This is actually really nice for the work and the effort that you put in at the end of the month to be sustainable and geared towards your long-term goals finally. So Mars in Cancer is emotional fighting. It's annoying, but it trine Saturn does show that we are grounded and moving towards our goals finally with clarity after that long Mars-Neptune square at end of the month. So if you have any thoughts, questions, or things you want to share around this March that you want to comment down below, I would love to hear from you. It's a huge month, so I'm wondering what you all are thinking of it. Going to pull an oracle card from Danny. This is your deck if you're watching this, the Feather Heart Deck and Guidebook. I'm in my good friend's house, and I do not have any oracle cards with me, but you do, so I'm using your oracle cards. Oh, these look new. I hope I'm not. Am I opening a gift? I hope I'm not opening a gift. What is the card? I invoke laughter. Oh, this is so cute. So the card says, I invoke laughter. So have some fucking fun this month. Make sure that all these planetary transits changing, you don't get too serious. Have some fun. Laughter. Laughter. So yeah, as I said, leave a comment below if you're excited, if you're dreading, if you have anything at all to add. We'd love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, also, before I head out, I'm wearing this like crucifixion shirt. I feel like this was very Piscean. You know what I mean? Like Pisces season, all this shit. Yeah.
Oh, but there is one thing you're all forgetting. But in this morning, we'll turn to night.